and then it'll go live. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Here's some opera trivia for you. You know what the most expensive opera costume of all time was?
$100,000.
15 million pounds. Like in British pounds.
That's ridiculous.
Like $25 million.
You're going to share a little
It had to have
prayer?
been like solid gold or something.
Olivia, we're going to share a little prayer.
That's crazy.
I would have never get, I would like you maybe $100,000.
Right.
There was an opera costume that cost like $25 million total costume.
Sound up.
Yeah. I'll fix it next week.
And everybody knows that.
One Shalom, Master of the Universe, as we come together to celebrate Shabbat. Though we may be socially distanced, we feel close to you, God, for you are ever present in our life. Particularly grateful for Olivia, who celebrates with anticipation her Bat Mitzvah. That was to be tomorrow, she is here present today, say, who I am. So we ask that you watch over her and her family. We look forward to celebrating officially with her in September. Watch over our congregation and bless us with the sense of Shabbat peace, safety, and love. Shots.
Can you get one more water?
You want me to say a little something about what we're opening and all that?
Yeah, we can also congratulate the preschool.
Which time?
That's what it looks like on the screen right now.
All right, so what do we have? Please. Olivia. When do we open? So I'll start with when do we open? We'll go to Olivia, we'll go to preschool.
That's
we'll
it.
put plugs. One class. Choose.
Small turnout tonight. That's building now. Still in force.
We're getting into summer. You can't fight it.
Can't fight it.
Summer,
Well,
summer.
we still have 50 people, but
Summer, summer. So imagine if we were open.
oh, look at the delay. So it's literally 20 seconds.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we're on camera or no?
That's what's on camera.
Oh.
I'm gonna take that.
So you can't move that light out of my eyes, or
I can.
it's got to be the way it is. Doesn't bother you?
No. I'm in the theater world. Is that better?
Deal with it.
Okay. Rabbi, we're live.
Now we're live. We had 2 seconds.
Don't look at that. That's our delay.
That's our delay? We
Yeah.
had 2 seconds.
No, we're live. We're
Oh,
good.
we're live.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to be back. So it's been quite an interesting day. You know, people have been texting us and saying words that are kind of music to our ears, which is, when do we open? When can we come back to shul? When did you think you'd hear people saying, we got to come back to shul, we got to come back to shul?
Maybe that was the master plan.
That was the master plan.
Yeah.
So all teasing aside, there is going to be, it's temple, a little committee, and it's going to be looking at various issues regarding reopening so that we will open in the best way for your safety and the health of our community. And so just look for information that will be sent to you over the next week or so. But we're not going to be opening, tomorrow. We're not going to be the first to open. We won't be the last to open. But when we do open, it'll be with a new sense of protocols, with masks and social distancing.
And Ruach.
And Ruach in spirit. But there's some things that we've really got to consider. So thank you for your support. And I know that this live stream has become really important to people as well. So we're going to try to keep the best of both worlds, where we'll keep up live streaming, but we'll also have an in-person presence. And we'll see how that plays out over the next coming months. So anyways, good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
And as you know, the whole situation has caused some people to postpone their simchas. And one person in particular is Olivia, who was going to have her bat mitzvah tomorrow. So Olivia, come on up. She's taking off her mask. She's got it down. So Olivia Taradalski, we're going to have your bat mitzvah tomorrow. And when are you going to have it?
September 26th.
September 26th. All right. So we look forward to that. But to honor her bat mitzvah, which was going to be tomorrow, she's going to be sharing the service with Cantor and I. And I know that she has a lot of family who are with us. So we say a shout out to California, to Florida, to Pennsylvania, to New York, and any family in Israel that got up extra early to watch this service. Shabbat Shalom and good morning as well. So thank you. We look forward to your participation.
And a big shout out and mazel tov to all the graduates in our city this week. We have a lot of seniors. We're going to talk about our seniors in our tribe program a little later tonight. But we also want to congratulate our preschool. They had their moving up ceremony last night in our parking lot, and it was adorable.
The graduation was in the parking lot. What did that look like?
There was like cards in a circle, kind of like a tailgating party.
A preschool
Because
tailgate
they can't tailgate
party.
right now because there's no sports.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's great. So Lonnie Chrysler and her staff, they used their imagination, and you guys put on what I'm sure was a heartfelt, heartwarming ceremony to commemorate this milestone event. Viruses can't keep us down, they just make us more creative. So mazel tov to all those families. And we have a few things going on. We got Torah class tomorrow, 8:45. We have Shavuos on Thursday. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Cantor and the other cantors and cantorial soloists in the community are going to lead us in the community Ma'ariv. And then the rabbis of the Board of Rabbi each are taking about an hour to teach a class. We drew straws. I got the 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 slot. So this is going to be a test of faith. Hopefully you're going to follow my colleagues, but you're going to stay up and watch my class, and you'll hear more about it. It's going to be a lot of fun Thursday night. The only thing that could make it better is if we had something really good to celebrate Shavuos, like maybe cheesecake. What do you think?
Yeah, cheesecake sounds good. Now, I can't bake, but my husband can. He's really good in the kitchen. So we're going to have a little bit of a fun time. He's going to teach me how to make cheesecake and also teach you. So we'll have a Zoom class open at 6 p.m. where we're going to make some cheesecake for Shavuot together. And it should be really fun. And the ingredients were posted on our Facebook page earlier today so that you can go out and get them and get prepared before Thursday, 6 p.m.
All right, I think you should call that program Cooking at
Cantor's. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll call it Cooking at Cantor's, of
Yes.
course. And backed by popular demand will be my Hasidic Tales for Adults, Part 2, and that is on Wednesday night at 5:30 p.m. So a lot going on, and there's other things that Cantor shares with you periodically. So look on our Facebook, look at our emails, and we'll be ready to have a great week. So, are we ready?
I'm ready.
You left me for a moment. Ricky, are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's hit it and begin Shabbat.
So we serve God with joy and gladness, no matter our circumstance.
Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, bo lefanav birnana, lefanav birnana. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, bo lefanav birnana, lefanav birnana. Yalla, 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 la, 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 yalla, 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 la, 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 yalla, yalla,
We invite you now to turn in your prayer book to page 120 as we usher in the Shabbat with the mitzvah of kindling the Shabbat lights. Olivia, would you like to join us and join with Cantor? If you are at home, bring out your Shabbat candles and please usher in the Shabbat with us.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom. Page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. We need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life.
Page 138, we welcome the Shabbat bride, verses 1, 2, and 9. A composition by my mentor, Cantor Stephen Richards.
Likrat Challah, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabela, Lecha Dodi. Likrat Challah, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmi anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litilah. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Challah, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabela, Likrat Shabbat lecho v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikadem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machashava techila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Challah, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabela.
We rise to greet the Shabbat bride.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola. Toch emunai, am segula,
remain standing for the Boruchim, page 146. (149) Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Umavir yom u'mevi layla, umavtil ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai tzvot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid lochaleinu le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, hamarim v'aravim.
You taught Torah to those whose names I bear. Teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto,
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. We continue on page 154 with Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anohi mitzaveha hayom al levaveha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam Beshivteha b'veiteha, uvlefteha derech, uvshachbeha uvumeha, uvshartam leot al yadeha, vehayu letotafot beineneha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvishareha. Leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kiddushim Elohehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeiti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem Adonai Elohehem. Amen.
We read together at the top of page 157. 150, no, right there. Over there.
Standing on the parted shoes of history, we still believe that we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע הים לפני משה ומרים. זילי, זילי, ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Turn to page 162 at the bottom, and we usually do this at the bat mitzvah or bar mitzvah ceremony, but because it's not happening tomorrow, I thought we should have a little fun tonight. So there's a little choreography that goes along with it to show how joyful we are that it is Shabbat, and I promise if you do it, you will feel that much more joyful when you're finished. So it's a little, we call it Jewography or Jewer size. So Olivia's going to help me demonstrate how it goes. Are you ready? Yismechu v'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. All right, so now you've got it. We're going to do it 8 times, and I want to see selfies of you doing this in front of your iPad, TV, whatever screen you're looking at to watch us enjoying tonight. Yismechu v'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. I know you feel more joyful. All right, so we now are going to take part in our standing prayer. The tefillah begins on page 164. Rise as you are able.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hasei Avot v'imahot, U'mevi Geula livnei b'neihem, Lema'an Shemo ve'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol, Atah Rab le'Hoshia, Mori Hatal, Mechakel Chayim beChesed, Mechayei Hakol beRachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim beRofei Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha b'gevurot, U'midom Elav, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We continue in silent devotion through page 180, using the words on the right or the left side of the page, or the words within your heart. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated.
It was a beautiful selection to honor Jerusalem Day that we observed this week, the eternal capital of the Jewish state. Now we turn to the Misha Berach, prayer for hope and healing. We think of those who are in our circle of family and love, and if you'd like to share names with us, now's your opportunity to type them into the Facebook live stream. There's a little bit of a delay, so please do so at this time. We take this moment to think of those in our circle of family and family love. Think of those who face the struggle of the heart and of the mind, of addiction, and those who suffer from physical illnesses, that we ask that God watch over them and embolden them with strength and comfort and hope. For those who are caregivers, we hope as well that God gives them that patience and that fortitude that they might give of themselves to care for others that they love so very much. And so if you'd like to share a name with us, please do so at this time. I especially think of those in my family, especially my sister Dina. That's a shout out to her. Another name that was given to me is Joanne Friedland Cantor.
And Alan Hantz.
And Alan Hantz.
Stuart Baker, Mindy Nanny, Zanon Bizaniuk. Those living in assisted living, Steve Martin, Vicky Talent, Peter Bregman, Laureen Dobbs, Roma Haynes, Diane Fiorentino, Anita Tucci, Cynthia Albright, Beth, Zach Saylor, Moshe Ziskind, and the Fine family.
Think of all these as we gather together with our loved ones and join in our Misha Berach prayer. Good. Well, again, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This coming week, Thursday night to be precise, Jews all over the world will be celebrating the holiday of Shavuos. Today, it's considered a minor Jewish holiday, though it once had major significance in Jewish life. one of the 3 pilgrimage holidays Jews from all over the diaspora would venture to Israel to offer special sacrifices at the temple in Jerusalem. Taking place some 50 days after Pesach, this holiday concludes the counting of the Omer and represents the seminal moment in Jewish history when God gave the Torah to the Jewish people on Mount Sinai. Yes, that's right. For those of you unfamiliar with Jewish theology, tradition has it that beyond the gift of the 10 Commandments, the entire Torah, both oral and written, were given at Sinai, establishing a sacred covenant with the Jewish people and God. Many and varied are the midrashim, the stories that describe this moment in our history. One of my favorites is the beautiful idea that it was not just the Israelites who lived at that time period, who stood at the base of Mount Sinai, but rather every Jewish soul at that time and every Jewish soul yet to be born all spiritually stood at Mount Sinai and witnessed the giving of the law. Amidst thunder and lightning, the shaking of the mountain, and the thunderous voice of the divine, it spoke to us across time and space, to all who would listen. And each one of us would have the opportunity to say, Hineni, here I am. Tradition says that in accepting the Torah, the Jews responded to God's gift, Naaseh v'nishma, we will do as we have heard. It's an incredible defining moment in our history. One has but to use a little imagination to visualize this moment of revelation, our Sinai moment, when for all time the fate, the history, the culture, and practice of the Jewish people would be forever changed. From a nomadic tribe in search of God to a downtrodden, beaten down group of slaves, we would emerge from Sinai to become one of the great religions in the world. Little did we know at that moment that our journey was just beginning. We would journey over time and space across the desert to the promised land, and the old would die off and the young, born out of freedom, would take hold and establish a Jewish kingdom that would reign for over 1,000 years. It would not be easy, and our people would become fractured. 10 of the 12 tribes would be lost. And one day again, everything would change. It would be around the year 70 CE when our people would face none other than the mighty Roman army. And General Vespasian was at our doorstep, and he was determined to destroy our temple, the center of Jewish practice at that time. In doing so, he would obliterate our religion and wipe our people off the face of the earth. And indeed, that possibility that we would be relegated to the Dust Bowl of history was very, very real. One man, according to the Talmud, which would describe these historic times, one man, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, foresaw the future and was determined to alter its course. Again, this would become our Sinai moment, a moment when Judaism would have to define itself if it were to survive. Days before the temple was destroyed and the city of Jerusalem fell, Ben Zakkai had himself placed inside a coffin and smuggled outside the city gates. From there he made his way to the very presence of the general and declared himself to be a holy man who had a unique vision of the future. Talking fast, he used flattery to gain the general's trust, describing a victory for the general that would seal his name in history forever. Enthralled by the words of the rabbi and the rabbi's vision, the general asked him whether there was anything that Ben Zakkai wanted in return. With humility, he asked merely that he could establish a small school in the northern part of this country, in a city called Yavne, where he would continue filling his days with prayer and study. Seemed like a simple enough request, so the general granted it. And this decision to establish a school of learning in Yavne was to again change the fate in the history and trajectory of the Jewish people. It would literally save our lives, and we would escape becoming part of the Dust Bowl of history. For from this bad experience, we would emerge stronger than ever. It would be a defining moment in and of itself. For when the temple was destroyed, gone would be the priesthood and as active participants in Jewish life. Gone would be sacrifices, and gone would be the temple, our central place of worship, where we would commune with God. We should have died out, but we did not. Again, we heard Sinai's call and hearkened to God's voice. From animal sacrifices offered at the temple, at this school of learning, we would learn new traditions, new rituals, new ways of gathering and communicating with God. We would, instead of animal sacrifices, offer prayer from our hearts. From the ritual at the temple, we would follow mitzvot that would shape our daily lives. From cultic worship at one temple, synagogues would evolve and allow us to worship our God wherever we lived. There have been other pivotal moments in Jewish history where we had to redefine ourselves. The time of the Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, and surely the Holocaust. And with each challenge, we were called upon to reimagine that moment at the base of the mountain and understand what it meant to hear the voice of the divine and receive Torah into our lives. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that we are once again in such a moment in time. The world as we knew it only months ago has changed in ways that we could not have imagined. Our temple here is shuttered. Our way of life, both secular and sacred, has changed in form and routine. And we find ourselves in that in-between time, that time between what was and what will be. And slowly but surely there will be those who, like Nachshon of old, will be the first to venture into that water, hoping, believing that the sea will part and the rest of us will follow. I wish I were as prophetic as Rabbi Ben Zakkai, but I am not. But I do know that time will start again when we look back upon this moment, what life was like before COVID-19 and what life was to become afterwards. Easy will come the promises of how much we have learned and how we will change. Not so easy will be our ability to stick to those promises. And so in this twilight moment, our Sinai moment, I challenge you, I challenge all of us to prepare for tomorrow. Think of what is important in your life and how you will raise that up. Think of the people who you miss and who you love and how you will embrace them each day. And think of the place that faith has found itself in your life. Will you find yourself amidst those souls standing at the base of the mountain looking up? Will the thunder and lightning fill you with fear or with awe? Will you hear the voice of the divine, or will you find yourself in the wilderness surrounded only by silence? You and I, all of us, we have an opportunity to shape what comes next. To use this time that we have now, to reflect not just upon our lives, but our Jewish lives. To reap the benefits that technology has brought has been wonderful. But to also understand that Zoom and web streaming, no matter how well done, cannot, must not replace the community we so long to share. The tale of Zoom is really the tale of two Jews. One Jew says, "Rabbi, I'm so delighted that we have web streaming, as it has allowed me to feel connected to the temple, to attend services and to take classes. I would have never, ever thought to do those before. I never could have made the drive. I never had the time. Thank you so much for providing this technology and opportunity to learn and to grow as a Jew." And the other Jew says, "Rabbi, I tried these services online, but I was overcome with emotion. As I sang by myself in my home alone, I realized just how much I missed and needed my community. Instead of feeling happy, I felt sad and longing for a time to return to my shul. So let me remind you, we will open our synagogue doors again. Our children will attend Jewish camps. We will travel to Israel and pray at the Kotel. We will gather here once again in our sanctuary, sitting next to one another in song and in prayer. We will gather again, and the time that seems so far off and distant today will be as if a dream. It is up to us to stand firm and strong, resilient and full of hope, because this is our Sinai moment. Let us look up. Let us look up with hope. Let us look up with a sense of commitment and say, like the Jews of old, our souls stand next to yours. And just as you said, Hineni, here I am, we too say the same words. Hineni, here I am. We are with you. We are with you. Always we are with you. Our moment to dream and build a stronger future is here now. And we will embrace it with fullness of heart, with hope and strength of faith. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'tor vador nagid godlecha. L'tor vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. L'tor vador, these lips will praise your name.
We begin to conclude our service with Aleinu on page 586 at the bottom. As I mentioned in the chat, if you have names that you would like to remember for Kaddish or Yortzeit, please submit them now so that the delay doesn't preclude you from having those names as part of our service.
April,
Please
please rise.
rise as you are able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, l'teish gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegei haratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kecho hamonam,
Page 598. We remain standing for the Kaddish.
And so we recall those who have died in recent days: Kenneth Richard Lewis, Don Gartrell, Abraham Margolis, Jeff Height, Rory Pink, and Dee Klein. We recall the Yortsites of Gloria Anderson, Pauline Aronson, Ida Bass, Erwin Bush, Albert Sharon, Bernice Cohen, Rose Dick, Marty Dreitzer, B. Edlovich, Herman Espinski, Hal Glist, Louis Green, Paula Greenspan, Arthur Grutman, Hinda Joy Hinden, Carla K. Jonas, Rose Cantor, Buddy Kaufman, Roberta Klein, Mina Leboff, Sarah Malmud, Bertha Miller, Edward Miller, Ethel Miller, Marilyn Miller, Maurice Noyak, D. Ober, James Robertson, Gerald Roman, Doris Roth, Burton Bora Rudolph, Ann Salins, Harvey Sanoff, Charlotte Schroeder, Joseph Skilbred, Ruth Stile, Daniel Stucker, Jack Torchin, David Wirt, Steve Winnard, Saul Yellen, and Stuart Zatman.
Hal Glist, Laura Laridin, anyone who has passed away from COVID, Carla Jonas, Everett Allen Raphael, Sharon Cope, John Kuminis, Arthur Clark, Raina Roberts, Michael Anthony Horan, Jerry Fox. We remember all of those and all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them.
So we join together, Yid Kadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'Alma Divrach Hirutei v'Yamlich Malchutei, v'Chayachon v'Yomechon v'Chayedachol Beit Yisrael, Bagalav Zman Kariv Yimru Amen, Yeshmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Omeil Maya, Yit Barach v'Yishtabach v'Yit Pa'ar v'Yit Ramam v'Yit Naseh, V'Yit Hadar v'Yit Talav v'Yit Halal Shmei D'Kusha Brichu, Leila Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata, Tush Bechata V'Nechamata, Dami Ram V'Yalma V'Yimru Amen. Yeheshlam Araba Min Shammai V'Chayim, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mramav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to which we say,
Amen. So I think we have a special shout out for some special people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we do. I think there are members of our Tribe program, our religious school program for teens, who have decided to graduate.
And they stuck it out all the way through.
All right.
Bat mitzvah, confirmation.
What do you mean they stuck it out? They were privileged,
They were privileged.
to learn from us at the.
You're doing eighth grade, right?
At the feet of the masters, right? So
some enthusiasm.
we are so proud of all of them. So these are the ones who are graduating, but we have more graduating seniors in our congregation, of course, and we wish all of them mazel tov. These are the ones who happen to be in our program: Zoe Mayer, Jessica Mooney, Jeffrey Sorum, Sarah Timpa, Aaron Underwood, Eliana Garov, and Austin Wood. Special shout out to you. And it would be great if maybe they would share how much they enjoyed being a part of our community. What do you think?
As a matter of fact, 3 seniors wanted to share something with us. So let's start with Sarah Timpa. What do you think?
All right.
Sarah.
I think she's off. It's not Prescott. What's near Prescott?
Her sweatshirt says NAU.
NAU. Okay. So this is what Sarah said. I've been attending religious school as long as I can remember. I've always enjoyed Sunday mornings at Ner Tamid. Transitioning from student to teacher's helper was a defining moment for me. Stepping into a classroom knowing you are a role model to a class full of students is a very special feeling. I wouldn't trade the last 4 years for anything. C&T truly felt like a second home to me. I got introduced to Nifty, which was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I made incredible friendships through Nifty and really grew as a Jewish woman. I won a scholarship offered from C&T, which is going to help me pay for college and I was encouraged by Rabbi to attend a life-changing trip, March of the Living. It all began at CNT. Now that high school is over, my future plans include getting a business degree at Northern Arizona University and continuing my job at Starbucks and hopefully turning it into a career up at corporate someday. We should drink her help.
I know.
That would be good.
Does that mean
We want
that
a
the
life-
Cantor gets a lifetime supply of iced lattes?
Yes, and I want, what do I want?
Like lemonade or
lemonade
something.
or something, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who else do we have? Zoe Mayer?
Yeah, Zoe, all right.
All right, there you go.
I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who has made growing up Jewish the most valuable part of my life. Rabbi and Cantor and CNT, thank you for everyone, for everything you've done. I'm going to University of Nevada, Reno in the fall, and I know I want to make the world a better place, and that's because I am Jewish. My Judaism is my identity, and I can't wait to pursue it in college. Thank you.
All right.
And one more, Jessica Mooney.
All right, Jessica. Being a part of the temple community has been a huge part of my life, and I can't believe it's over. Some of my favorite memories have been walking around the Purim Carnival every year, fun nitty events, and of course having fun with my class every week. I also loved having the occasional one-on-one conversations with Rabbi about Judaism as a whole. I learned so much throughout the years, and Congregation Ner Tamid will always be another home for me. I grew up here and met some amazing adults as well, as made some lifelong friends. I hope to keep up with my Jewish roots in the future and be involved in the Jewish community at UNR, where I will be attending in the fall. Congregation Ner Tamid, thank you for everything.
All right.
All right.
And so, thank you to our seniors. And now, wait till you see this challah.
All right.
It is
now,
amazing.
This challah was like special ordered a couple weeks ago, right?
It was.
There was like a line, you announced this tradition, and then before you knew it, you had all these volunteers.
I mean, it wasn't so simple, but let me tell you how this challah came about. So I'm walking in Green Valley Ranch, I got my coffee bean, and all of a sudden I'm walking and I see Jacob Mann walking, doing his own workout, going the opposite direction, and I was like, hi Jacob, and he was like, see you in services, can't wait to see what the challah is, and I'm like, you're on for next week. That's how this challah came about.
All right, but before we unveil the challah, we better do the kiddush.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right. So while we're waiting for you to put on your glove, I just thought about next week. Next week, Shabbat services are at 7, but because it's Shavuos, at 6 p.m., we also have a Yizkor service next week. So for those of you who are observing Yizkor, it'll be 6 p.m. next Friday. We'll have a special stream from 6 to 6:30, and then we'll pick up back at 7 for Shabbat service. So we'll put a little bit of distance between the two feelings. All right, Kiddush, here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen.
L'chaim.
All right, are you ready for it? I'm going to zoom in on this challah.
All right, now you have made a big deal about this challah.
It is the coolest looking
Now,
challah.
wait a minute. Who's next week?
Next week is Lori Bourne.
Lori Bourne.
Yes.
And then who's the week after?
I haven't had a sign up yet.
Wait a minute, isn't that Turtle Dolls?
Oh yeah, that's right. We asked you guys. So yeah, you guys. Okay.
2
so
weeks.
You're on in 2 weeks.
All right, so no pressure. No pressure. All right, here we go. Drum
Okay,
roll.
here we go. Look at
this
this
challah.
Oh my goodness. I think I need to take a piece of it. I'm going to take my piece up to show you really close because I can't even zoom in good enough. This is the challah. Hopefully you saw that.
Okay, so the idea is to get crazy.
So this is a
and tasty.
rainbow sprinkle chocolate chip challah. Here we go.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
All right.
Let's taste it.
I think they're looking at half of us. What
No, I
happened?
fixed it.
You fixed it,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm the cameraman, the IT person. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay.
This is good.
Ricky, you're going to have to try this one. It's a really good
I'll
one.
get over.
So thank you to Ricky for being here week after week to play beautiful music and accompany us. We are so thankful for him. Thank you again to our bat mitzvah and her family. And thank you to Rabbi. And to Lee. We should give a big shout out to Lee. If you think that our internet is streaming a little bit better tonight, that is thanks to Lee. He pulled the Ethernet all the way from the Rabbi's study to plug us directly into the internet. So
We literally
hopefully-
have, a 50-foot cord bringing in the web streaming, so it's not on Wi-Fi tonight.
Right.
It's directly plugged in.
So we want to know if you see the difference. And next week we're going to play around with our sound a little bit, but it should be better than it's been.
You think, when I sing, what do you
Maybe.
think? Maybe. We're going to play around with it a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
There's got to be an app for that.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you for Monday, Lila Tov with Emmett. We'll be back. And
Tomorrow morning, 8:45.
tomorrow morning, 8:45, Hebrew Boot Camp next week. And remember, Shavuot Cheesecake, 6 p.m. The Zoom ID can be found on jewish@home.com. And we'll put it up on our website as well. And then we have we have Mariv at 8 and all of our rabbis to follow. So tune in with us Thursday night.
All right.
Our closing song, something we can all sing along with, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu,
Ve'ol kol Yisrael,
Imru Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom.
Shalom